mind to focus on possibilities, on solutions, on growth, you will start to see opportunities everywhere. The way you think determines the way you act. If you believe in yourself, you will take risks. You will step out of your comfort zone. You will keep going when things get tough. But if you don't believe in yourself, you will hold back, you will hesitate, you will give up at the first sign of difficulty. Most people are not held back by their abilities, they are held back by their mindset. They allow fear to stop them before they even start. They listen to that little voice in their head that tells them they're not good enough. They let past failures define them. But failure is not a sign to stop. It is a lesson, a stepping stone, a necessary part of the journey. The people who succeed are not the ones who never fail. They are the ones who never let failure stop them. They don't see failure as the end, they see it as feedback. They learn from it, they grow from it, and they keep going. Your mind will always find evidence to support what you believe. If you believe you are capable, you will find proof of that. If you believe you are not, you will find proof of that too. That is why it is so important to be intentional about what you tell yourself. You cannot afford to let negative thoughts take over your mind. You have to guard your mindset like your life depends on it, because in many ways it does. Your success, your happiness, your ability to achieve your goals all come down to what you believe about yourself. You have to reprogram your mind. You have to replace self-doubt with confidence. You have to stop focusing on what could go wrong and start focusing on what could go right. You have to stop saying, I can't, and start saying, I will. Every time doubt creeps in, you have to shut it down. Every time fear tries to hold you back, you have to push through it. Every time you feel like giving up, you have to remind yourself why you started. The world is full of people who never reach their potential because they let their mindset stop them. They let fear control their decisions. They let failure define them. They let other people's opinions shape their beliefs. But you don't have to be one of those people. You have the power to change your mindset, to take control of your thoughts, to believe in yourself even when nobody else does. You will face challenges. You will have setbacks. You will have moments when things don't go as planned. But your mindset will determine how you respond. Will you see challenges as obstacles or as opportunities? Will you let failure defeat you or teach you? Will you give up when it gets hard or push forward anyway? The answers to those questions will determine your success. Your mind is either working for you or against you. It is either pushing you closer to your goals or pulling you further away. You get to decide which one it will be. If you want success, if you want to achieve your dreams, if you want to create the life you know you are capable of, it all starts in your mind. You have to take control of your thoughts, reprogram your beliefs, and refuse to let doubt, fear, or negativity dictate your future. The people you surround yourself with have a direct impact on your success, your mindset, and your future. The energy, attitudes, and beliefs of the people around you will either lift you up or pull you down. If you are constantly around negative people, people who doubt themselves, people who make excuses, people who settle for less, then that mindset will rub off on you. You will start thinking the same way, doubting yourself, making excuses, and settling for less than you deserve. But if you surround yourself with people who are driven, who believe in themselves, who push past obstacles, who are constantly growing, then that energy will push you to do the same. Too many people let the wrong crowd keep them stuck. They stay around people who complain all the time, who never try to improve their lives, who blame everything and everyone for their problems, and because that is all they hear, they start thinking that way too. They start believing that success is impossible, that the odds are stacked against them, that there's no point in even trying. But the truth is, success is just as much about who you are around as it is about what you do. If you want to be successful, you have to be intentional about the company you keep. Take a look at the people in your life. Are they pushing you forward or are they holding you back? Are they encouraging you to dream bigger or are they telling you to be realistic? Are they motivating you to take action or are they making excuses for why things won't work? If you are the most ambitious, the most driven, the most motivated person in your circle, you should be around people who challenge you, who inspire you, who make you want to be better. Some people will not understand your vision. They will not see what you see. They will try to talk you out of your dreams, not because they don't want you to succeed, but because they can't imagine that kind of success for themselves. They are projecting their own fears, their own insecurities, their own limitations onto you. But their fears are not your fears. Their doubts are not your doubts. You cannot let someone else's small thinking limit your life. When you start chasing your dreams, some people will criticize you. They will call you crazy. They will tell you that you are wasting your time. They will try to make you feel foolish for believing in yourself. But that is only because your ambition is making them uncomfortable. Your willingness to go after something bigger is reminding them of all the times they played it safe. It is exposing their own lack of action, their own regrets, their own missed opportunities. And instead of changing their mindsets, instead of stepping up and going after something bigger themselves, they try to pull you back down to their level. You have to protect your energy. You have to be intentional about who you allow into your space. Not everyone deserves access to you. Not everyone should have a say in your dreams. If someone is not adding to your growth, if they are constantly draining your energy, if they are always negative, always complaining, always making excuses, then you need to distance yourself. That does not mean you have to cut everyone off completely, but it does mean you need to be mindful of how much influence you allow them to have over you. If you want to succeed, you need to put yourself in rooms where success is the standard. You need to be around people who are winning, people who are leveling up, people who are thinking bigger. You need to be around people who make you uncomfortable in a good way. People who challenge you to raise your game, people who inspire you to go harder. When you are surrounded by people who are achieving great things, it forces you to level up. It forces you to think bigger, to push yourself, to demand more from yourself. The right environment will change your life. It will change the way you see yourself, the way you see your potential, the way you see your future. When you are around the right people, success feels normal. Taking risks feels normal. Pushing past fear feels normal. Growth feels normal. But when you are around the wrong people, playing small feels normal. The people you surround yourself with are shaping your mindset, your habits, your expectations, whether you realize it or not. If you want to go to the next level, you have to be willing to separate yourself from anything and anyone that is keeping you stuck. You cannot afford to stay in environments that drain you. You cannot afford to be around people who do not believe in you. You cannot afford to waste time with people who are not trying to grow. Your future is too important. Your purpose is too big. Your dreams are too valuable. You have to surround yourself with people who see the greatness in you, people who push you to become the best version of yourself, people who remind you of what you are capable of. There will never be a perfect time to start. Too many people spend their whole lives waiting. waiting for the right moment, waiting for the right opportunity, waiting for everything to line up perfectly before they take action. But life does not work like that. There is no perfect time. There is no magic moment where everything suddenly becomes easy. If you keep waiting, you will be waiting forever. The people who succeed are not the ones who had everything figured out before they started. They are the ones who started before they felt ready. They took action despite their doubts, despite their fears, despite not having all the answers. Most people get stuck in the trap of overthinking. They analyze every detail, every possibility, every potential problem before they even take the first step. And in doing so, they paralyze themselves. They convince themselves that they need more time, more knowledge, more resources. They tell themselves that they will start once they have more confidence, once they feel more prepared, once the conditions are just right. But that moment never comes, because confidence does not come from thinking about doing something, it comes from doing it. Preparation does not come from waiting, it comes from taking action and learning along the way. The most successful people in the world did not wait until they were experts before they started. They were not the best when they began. They were not the most qualified, the most experienced, or the most prepared. But they had one thing that separated them from everyone else. They took action. They stepped out in faith, they figured things out as they went, and they learned from their mistakes. They understood that success is not about knowing everything from the start. It is about being willing to learn, to grow, and to adapt. The truth is, you will never feel fully ready. There will always be some level of uncertainty, some level of doubt, some reason to hesitate. But you have to push past that. You have to take action despite the fear, despite the uncertainty, despite not knowing exactly how everything will play out. Because the only way to gain clarity, the only way to build confidence, the only way to truly learn is by doing. The experience you gain from taking action will teach you more than any book, any class, or any amount of research ever could.